Okay, so continuing on with our discussion of cholesterol and blood sugar. Last we spoke, we said elevated blood sugar and elevated blood cholesterol and blood fats are really a sugar issue. Too much cholesterol being made, too much of it in the blood, is not really a cholesterol issue as much as it's a sugar issue, as in eating too much sugar. Same thing without triglycerides or blood fats. These are sugar issues largely, especially when it comes to cholesterol. Elevated blood cholesterol needs to be thought of as a dysglycemic issue. Dysglycemia is a fancy schmancy way of saying messed up blood sugar. Eating too much sugar, breads, pastas, rice, potatoes, processed flour products, and of course desserts and fruit juices too. Too much dietary sugar will eventually lead to poor sugar control. That's technically called dysglycemia. Pretty much all adults, or at least all adults who are subsisting on the SAD, the standard American diet, can assume that their blood sugar control is not good. Pretty much all adults. If you're over the age of 20, 25, 30, you pretty much can assume that you got messed up blood sugar. That's just how it is when we subsist on a standard American diet, which is mostly made up of foods that didn't exist 200 years ago, with the exceptions of fruits and vegetables, and even they didn't really exist in the form they exist today. Especially fruits, which today are bred, genetically modified to be super duper sweet. So pretty much all adults can assume that they have some kind of messed up blood sugar. Dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar, is part and parcel of our modern lifestyle, and it's part and parcel of the aging process. Sure sign that your blood sugar is starting to get thrown off is a pot belly. Do you know anyone who doesn't have a little pooch going on? How many people are able to say that their gut is the same size when they're 40 as when they're 20? High blood pressure is another major dysglycemic flag, and certainly elevated blood cholesterol is a classic sign of dysglycemia. This is so important because lost in all of the hullabaloo and marketing of the cholesterol hypothesis, this idea that cholesterol causes heart disease, lowering cholesterol is important. Lowering cholesterol is some kind of major health strategy that assumes that you poison your cholesterol manufacturing process, your liver cells that make cholesterol. Somehow that's going to have beneficial effects. What's lost in all of this noise is the question, why is the body making extra cholesterol? Why is the body making excess cholesterol in the first place? And why is this question so important? Why do we need to ask this? It's important because this is where we have control. Everything we talk about on the bright side, that I call the bright side philosophy, everything we talk about on this program, on the bright side, is about power. It's about empowerment. It's about taking the power back from the model, from the paradigm, from the hierarchy, from the authorities, from the white coats who would tell us that we know nothing and we can't do anything and we're condemned and we're doomed and we got to get on this drug or have this surgery or have this checkup or have this diagnostic done. We have no choices. It's not true. It's not true. Simply by asking the question, why is our cholesterol high excessive in the first place? All of a sudden, we got the power back in our hands. It takes the power back from this pharmacomedical model and puts it back where it belongs, because it says we can control our cholesterol levels. We can control the production of cholesterol from cholesterol-making cells by simply controlling dietary intake of blood sugar and insulin-spiking foods, and by using sugar processing nutrition without doctors, without drugs, without side effects, without expense. And no one is telling us this. It's like no one wants us to know that we have control here, that our elevated cholesterol is our responsibility. So when you think cholesterol, think blood sugar. The best way to lower your cholesterol naturally is to lower blood sugar by eating less food entirely, but just eating less food. And certainly by eating less food that spikes the blood sugar. Dysglycemia is a food and eating health issue. It's not a drug issue. Elevated cholesterol, therefore, is also a food and eating health issue. It's not a drug issue. I'll say that again. It's so important. Elevated cholesterol is a food and eating health issue. It's not a drug issue. Elevated blood cholesterol is about dysglycemia. So if you want to lower your blood cholesterol, change the way you eat. More protein, less sugar, and eat more fat. And by the way, check this out. Eat more cholesterol. Contrary to all the conventional crapola that we get from mainstream lobbying groups that care more about our money than our health, really big business corporations like the American Heart Association and the American Diabetes Association that have presided over the biggest increases in heart disease and diabetes in the history of mankind, contrary to their sage advice, being sarcastic here, the more cholesterol we eat, the less cholesterol our body makes. Does anybody know that? Has anybody told you that? The more cholesterol you eat, the less cholesterol your body will make. So eating cholesterol is like the best statin drug ever. It's nature's non-toxic, healthy statin drug mechanism. When we eat cholesterol-containing foods, eggs, and dairy, and organ meats, our bodies slow down their cholesterol manufacturing. Cholesterol is nature's non-toxic, healthy statin drug. Tell that to the next medical doctor who warns you that you better start taking a statin to poison your liver cells so they can't produce this incredibly important biomolecule. You can also use sugar metabolizing supplements, and you should. The Sweeties, for example, great way to lower blood cholesterol. Niacin, unbelievable. In fact, all the B vitamins are great for helping lower blood cholesterol, but nothing beats niacin. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we'll hold off on talking about sugar metabolizing supplements and also cholesterol-lowering supplements here till our next program. I want to get Brianne Hovey on the air. I'm going to be doing a webinar, skincare webinar with Brianne. We do this periodically, probably every 6 months or so. Brianne's got a little webinar gig that she does periodically, and I get to be part of it. And we're going to be doing, I think my portion of the webinar is, I think it's today or tomorrow. We'll let Brianne tell us about that. Brianne, you there?
Yeah, hi Ben, how are you?
Hey, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
So you do this every 6 months, right? Or how often do you do this?
So it's called the Natural Solutions Online Health Summit.
Okay.
And we bring 30 experts together, and in 6 days get to listen to 30 different topics that are awesome. So we're right in the middle of it. We started it yesterday, and we have 5 more days. We wanted to invite all of your listeners to jump on and listen to the rest of the week. But all of the classes that were done yesterday, they'll have access to the recorded class as well.
And tell us, how would they do it? What do they need to do?
So there'll be tons of different classes from today. There's classes on weight loss and sleeping better with natural solutions. Tomorrow there's stuff about depression and digestion and macrobiotics. So many awesome classes. But all they have to do is go to naturalsolutionshealthsummit.com, and you're going to go to register, and you'll register with the promo code HS, as in Health Summit, HS1002, and that you guys can attend for free. You'll get free access if you are BIN listeners. So definitely go and sign up now, so then that way you can get on for the rest of the week. And then, like I said, you'll get access to all of the recorded classes yesterday as well. And
when's the skincare one? The one I did?
Yours was last night.
Oh, it was okay. All right. How'd it go? There were a lot of typos on there.
Sign up. Fantastic. It went amazing. We have thousands of listeners, and it's been so fun to watch the excitement around natural solutions. But for Ben's class, you'll get to listen to his recorded class he did last night on the skin, which was amazing. He really dives into the skin and nutrition. So it was awesome.
Good deal. Yeah, good deal. That is just a little bit. I just did a kind of a teaser for, I want to do a big time webinar on skincare. I have to figure out how to do that. But in any case, so give out the website one more time.
Okay, so it's naturalsolutionshealthsummit.com. And then just go to register with the promo code HS1002, and then it will send you an email with the link to go and sign up for any class you want to attend this week.
And what's the
recorded classes as well?
And what's the cost?
The cost is free because they listen to you, Ben.
Oh,
normally it's a $99 summit, but with that promo code, they can get free access
to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome, Brianne. So are you finished with school yet? Are you officially a nutritionist now?
Yeah, I'm a nutrition coach. I'm a holistic health coach.
Holistic
integrative nutrition.
And you're an esthetician as well.
And massage therapist.
That's a great combination there, Brianne.
I like school. I like education, Ben.
And you like the whole chemistry, nutrition, biology thing too.
Well,
you always have.
I love it. That's why I loved your class last night.
Well, good deal. Thank you so much for sharing, Brianne. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, give me one more time. I want to write that down. That website down. Health.
Yeah. No, it's Natural Solutions with an S.
Okay.
HealthSummit.com.
Natural Solutions.
And then you'll just go to register.
And what's the code?
And there'll be a video, and you're in it, Ben.
Oh, that's awesome. And what's the code?
It's HS.
S as in Sam.
1002.
H, S as in Sam?
H as in Henry, S as in Sam.
1002.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much, Brianne. Have a beautiful day.
Have a good day, everybody.
Okay,
bye-bye.
good to talk to you. Okay, that's naturalhealthsolutions.com. Hit register, and then the code is H for Harry, S for Sam, 1002. There's 30 lectures, and Brianne's giving that away for free for Brightside listeners. So thank you, Brianne, and hopefully you guys can tune into that. All right, got a couple more minutes here before our break. Let's see what I want to say. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the B vitamins, and then we'll get your calls when we come back. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll get your calls in our next segment. So dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar, messed up cholesterol, hand in hand. Diabetics know good and well that their blood fats and their blood cholesterol is problematic. And really, at the bottom or behind almost every single health crisis that we have, whether it's cardiovascular disease or Parkinson's disease or autoimmune disease, you're going to find some kind of dysglycemia, some kind of blood sugar problem, even if you're not, as we said yesterday, officially diagnosed as a diabetic. Using chromium and vanadium are absolutely mandatory if you have any dysglycemia issues. The Sweeties is such an effective product. Chromium and vanadium can lower blood sugar, it can reduce blood pressure, you can lose weight with chromium and vanadium, and of course it can help you lower blood cholesterol. Again, like a natural, non-toxic statin drug. Sweeties is like a natural, non-toxic statin drug in the sense that it can help lower blood cholesterol. Same with the B vitamins. In fact, the B vitamins are probably the most important of the cholesterol-lowering vitamins. Beyond Tangy Tangerine is absolutely packed with the B vitamins. Sometimes I wonder how much of our health crisis, the epidemic of degenerative disease that we deal with in this country is really the manifestation of a lack of water-soluble nutrients like the B vitamins and potassium and magnesium and the electrolytes. You know, every time you go to the bathroom, every time you urinate, out go your B vitamins, out goes the potassium, out goes the magnesium, out goes the electrolytes. If you're not replacing those water-soluble nutrients throughout the day, that's why I always say, sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine throughout the day. If you're not replacing those water-soluble nutrients that are so important for energizing the body, how the heck can we possibly stay healthy? And it's especially true if you're diabetic. And we are all diabetic to some extent. We're all at least pre-diabetic. If you have blood sugar issues, dysglycemia issues, you would be very wise to use some BTT, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, after all sweet and starchy meals, after all bready, pasta-y, potato-y meals, rice and certainly desserts and fruit juice, etc. Vitamin B1 is super important for lowering blood sugar. And niacin may be one of the most critical of all nutrients for helping the body process blood sugar, and not coincidentally, niacin is extremely, extremely important for helping lower blood cholesterol. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. We're going to come back and take your phone calls. 855-660-4261 is our number. Got more good health information coming at you on the bright side right after this. Don't go away. 855-660-4261 is our number on the bright side. Justin in California, what's going on?
Good morning, Ben. This is Justin from California. I was notified about your show from Lydia and Jim, my friend. And
from who?
I have alopecia.
Oh, now tell me again, who told you about the show?
Lydia and Jim.
Oh, great. So you have alopecia. You sound like a young guy.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What else is going on? You probably don't just have alopecia. Is it like round patches? You got little round patches going on?
Yeah.
Are you losing a lot?
Yeah, I was fully bald at one point. But,
okay, that's pretty significant. How old are you?
19.
Oh, yeah, that's very significant. You got to have some kind of autoimmune issue or some kind of health condition going on. Anything else? What else is happening in your life? There must be something.
I've been on a steroid for 7 years.
Well, that isn't going to help you, but they must have put you on a steroid for a reason.
Yeah.
What's
it suppressed the problem for a while.
I'm sorry, you're just cutting out there. Tell me why they put you on a steroid, Justin.
Because it just suppressed my immune system.
But why did they want to? What was the purpose of suppressing your immune system?
To distract my hair follicles away from.
Okay, so they were using the prednisone for your alopecia.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's kind of crazy. Prednisone is one of the nastiest drugs anybody could ever be on, and you certainly don't want to be on it for 7 years. I can't imagine why a physician would ever do something like that. But there must be some other health condition that you have. You don't just have alopecia. You can't just have alopecia. And you can't just correct baldness. You can't just correct hair falling out. This is the flaw of the doctor model and the medical model. They try to approach the leaves on the tree without taking care of the root. Your alopecia represents the leaves on the tree. You got diseased leaves. Your leaves are falling out, okay? If the leaves are falling out, you don't medicate the leaf. You medicate the root. You follow what I'm saying? So we got to find out what the root is, and as the problem is rising from the root up the trunk into the leaves, as the root is rising from the root up the trunk into the leaves, other things have got to be affected. You got to have some digestive issues going on, especially with the prednisone. Even if you were healthy and you took the prednisone, that would shut down your digestive system. So we got to get to the bottom of this thing, and this is so important, you guys. It's not just for Justin. This is for everybody. And I know we say it all the time, but it bears repeating over and over and over again. What we think are our problems are not the body's problems. There are problems, but they're not the body's problems. Losing your hair is not your body's problem. It's your problem, obviously. You don't want to lose your hair, but the body doesn't care about the hair. That's not the issue. The issue is something down deep, percolating underneath. Now, if you're new to the program, Justin, you haven't listened to me before, there's something I call the triangle of disease. The triangle of disease is made up of 3 points, and from those 3 points, every single health challenge arises. The first point on the triangle of disease is the digestive system, and this starts to break down at a way early age. And Justin, I can tell you, I'm not a psychic here, but I can guarantee you there's something percolating in the digestive system that's messing things up. Once the digestive system gets whacked out, and it happens at a very early age, it's a short jump over to the blood sugar system. That's because the pancreas and the liver are 2 major blood sugar organs, as well as being 2 major digestive organs. So once your digestive system is messed up, it's a very quick hop to dysglycemia, to messed up blood sugar. That means blood sugar going up and blood sugar going down, and blood sugar going up and blood sugar going down. High blood sugar, low blood sugar, high blood sugar, low blood sugar. I call that the high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster. And that's what it is. You go up and then down and up and then down. So you get the digestive system breakdown. Then that leads to the high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster, the up and the down. Now, this is an emergency to the body. The body does not like high blood sugar. That's explosive. And the body doesn't like low blood sugar because it needs to have a little bit of sugar. So when the blood sugar rises and then falls and rises and then falls and then rises and then falls, that represents a major emergency to the body. Now, you have 2 little tiny glands on top of your kidneys that are your emergency glands. So when the blood sugar goes up and down and up and down and up and down, these emergency glands click in. They're called your adrenal glands. I'm sure you've heard of that. The adrenal glands, right? The adrenal glands are emergency glands, and prednisone, by the way, is especially toxic to the adrenal glands. And so your blood sugar goes up and down following your digestive distress, and now your adrenal glands start to kick in to help stabilize all that up and down energy. And that means the adrenal glands are going to start working and working and working, burning through B vitamins, burning through zinc, burning through vitamin C, burning through minerals, just burning out. And they're going to be running at running at high energy. They're going to be moving really quickly. They're going to be doing things really quickly. They're going to be making your body feel feel like your body's moving around really quickly in a jittery sense. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of jittery energy. You got to be having some of that. That sort of nervous energy where you're energized but you don't feel good. You know what I'm talking about, Justin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so that's that adrenal energy. Now, when that happens over the course of time, and that prednisone that's one of the reasons people like prednisone, actually, when they first start taking prednisone. Prednisone is like an artificial version of cortisol, an artificial version of stress hormone. Now, a little bit of stress hormone actually makes you feel good. That's an evolutionarily adaptive mechanism. We want to feel good when we're under stress, a little bit. So a little bit of prednisone actually gives you a high, gives you a type of high. A little bit of cortisol does the same thing, but not a lot of it. And if you're on prednisone for 7 years, you've got to be way hyper cortisol or hyperadrenal. Well, when the body's adrenal glands, when your adrenal glands are cranking out, moving and moving and moving, eventually the thyroid is going to slow down to compensate. So now you've got this complex, this triangle of a messed up digestive system, dysglycemia, a suppressed or a activated adrenal gland, and a suppressed thyroid. And from there, every single health issue follows, including baldness, including hair loss. Now, we got to get to the root of this. I'm going to tell you, Justin, when we come back from our break, how autoimmune disease can be corrected easily, without prednisone, without toxic drugs, and certainly without doctor or pharmacist or insurance company intervention. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Got lines open for you, 855-660-4261. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. Thank you for joining us. 855-660-4261 is our number. Now you guys are calling. Always do this. I wait till the last minute. This makes it very difficult to get everybody on board. You got to call me earlier. Okay. Justin, you there, my man?
I'm here.
Here's the deal with autoimmune diseases, all right? When you eat a food and it does not get completely processed, that food enters into your bloodstream in an unprocessed form. That means an uncompletely processed form, I should say. That means that little chunks of food get into the blood. So far, so good? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, when food is not completely digested or processed, little chunks of food, specifically little chunks of protein, get float around in the blood. This activates the immune system, the defense system. It's like the defense system says, emergency, red alert, invaders have entered into the bloodstream. Proteins, little pieces of food represent invasion. So the immune system attacks these invaders, and because the immune system is intelligent, it learns to specifically recognize those little pieces of hamburger or those little pieces of soy or those little pieces of bread or those little pieces of whatever has gotten into the bloodstream. So incompletely digested food enters into the bloodstream, the immune system is activated and intelligently responds to those little pieces of food specifically. The problem is there are parts of our body, like our thyroid and like our pancreas and like our digestive tract and like the little follicles in our scalp that look like hamburgers from a peptide standpoint or a molecular standpoint, that look like food. So when that immune system has or defense system has intelligently recognized the proteins, the little pieces of hamburger and soy and grain, it will cross-react with other parts of our body that look the same, that have the same molecular structure. At the end of the day, we're just food. We have the same molecular nature as food. So when the immune system has learned to respond to specific foods, it can cross-react with other foods or with other parts of the body that look like those foods. That's what an autoimmune disease is. If you try to approach it from the angle of the immune system by suppressing the immune system, you haven't solved the problem. You've only knocked out your most important, one of, or maybe the most important part of the body. So you want to work backwards. How do you go backtrack? So where do you go? You go to where the invasion has begun. The invasion has begun through the digestive tract. So what do you do for any autoimmune disease? And Justin has alopecia areata, which is an autoimmune disease of the scalp where you get baldness, but you can have an autoimmune disease of the pancreas. That's called type 1 diabetes, or an autoimmune disease of the nerves. That's called multiple sclerosis, or an autoimmune disease of the thyroid. That's called Hashimoto's. Or there's all kinds of ways these autoimmune diseases can show up, but they're all the same problem: incompletely digested food that's now entering into the bloodstream through the digestive tract. So two strategies for you, Justin, to cut to the chase. Number one, look to problem foods. Guaranteed you got them. Now you're only 19, so you haven't been around that long, only 19 years. So you haven't really had a chance to pay attention to this. It's very, very important. You get out a notebook and you start writing everything you eat and then how your digestive system responds to that specific food over the course of the day. Every 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, etc. And you'll notice problem foods. Were you going to say something there?
Oh, no, I'm just...
Okay, that's step number one. And then you're going to eliminate those foods. Step number two, start taking in nutrients that help you process foods. The ultimate enzymes are a must-have, and make sure you do a little apple cider vinegar after that. That can make a huge difference for you, and it can make a huge difference for your hair, too, by the way. The Z-Radical, awesome for coating the digestive tract. The Biolumin Nightly Essence, must have for all digestive problems. You may want to start using Jordan Rubin's probiotic Suero V and Amasai and the probiotic cheese. You can find out all about that at brightsideben.com. Then patching up the digestive tract, making it stronger and healthier is also important. Vitamin A, very important for the digestive tract. Zinc, very important for the digestive tract. You should be on 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate every day. It's also important for your hair, by the way. And then, and vitamin A too, 20,000 international units of vitamin A. I probably would throw in a little glutamine powder, which is almost like it's almost like gasoline or fuel for the cells of your intestine. Probably around a teaspoon or half a teaspoon a day of glutamine powder, and put it in a smoothie every day. There's lots more you can do, but that's a great start for you. So remember your triangle of disease: digestive system, blood sugar system, adrenal, thyroid. So work backwards. Start with the digestive system. Eliminate problem foods. Get on the probiotics, the digestive enzymes, apple cider vinegar, the Z radical. You may want to head over to the health food store and get some glutamine and some zinc and some vitamin A as well. And that should definitely help you with your autoimmune problem. And even better, Justin, as troubling as the hair thing is, and I'm sure it's troubling, I don't mean to minimize that, but you're running risks for higher risks for all kinds of other autoimmune diseases, and some of them are pretty terrible. So this is something you really want to get to the bottom of, and you tell your doctor, why the heck is he suppressing your immune system for 7 years? 7 years suppressing your immune system. This is absurd, absolutely ridiculous. All right, buddy. Good luck. I hope I helped you, Justin. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care, my man. Okay, Rose, what's going on? How you doing? Rose in Virginia, I believe.
Hi, man. God bless you.
Thank you so much
for your show. So the reason it took us longer, there was a problem in the system. We just could hear the radio. I have a question. The thyroid. I know somebody who got the thyroid removed and then is having sleeping disorder. This person just wants to be sleeping all the time.
Well, yeah. They took the whole thyroid out or partially?
I think it was a whole thyroid.
Yeah, that's your carburetor. It's your engine. You know, not the carburetor. It's your engine. She has no engine. How's the car going to run?
It's a male. Yeah.
How's the car going to run without an engine? Yeah, for the guy, you know, that's terrible. That's tragic. Do you have cancer? Why'd they take the thyroid out? Don't tell me Graves' disease, or you don't know.
I'm not sure what it was.
Okay. Well, the main reason they take thyroid out is because of that's too fast a thyroid. That's a freaked out thyroid, basically, which is also an autoimmune issue. Hashimoto's and Graves' disease are both considered to be an attack on the thyroid by the immune system. And then, you know, they ablate the thyroid. I love that. They ablate it. That means they destroy part of it, or they'll radiate it, or they'll give you some kind of terrible drug to poison it. This is how they irradiated the thyroid, right? At least they kept it in. Well, whatever. Sometimes they take the whole thing out and you get this big scar. I've seen people without a thyroid, man. It breaks my heart. It makes me want to cry. I don't know, because I don't know what to say. This is the major energy regulating gland in the body. There's no replacement. You can't take nutritional supplements to replace your thyroid. Now, there's a lot of things he can do, and thankfully, he really needs to make sure he's loving his body. And that, at the end of the day, is what this is all about. When we are diseased, we are not at ease. We have a body that's freaked the heck out. We've got a body that's freaked out when we're diseased. So what you do when you're diseased, any disease, is you ease. You relax. You love the body. The body needs to feel safe like a baby needs to feel safe. In many ways, this is an exact analogy. Your body is your baby. And anybody who has a baby knows the number one thing a baby needs is safety. The baby cannot grow unless he's safe. The baby cannot thrive unless he's safe. We, as adults, cannot grow and thrive unless we are safe. This is why you never want to be in fear. You want to stay away from fear, because when we're in fear, everything shuts down. The growth system shuts down. The repair system shuts down. The immune and defense system shuts down. When we're in fear, we shut down. When our body is stressed and freaked out and scared, it shuts down. Without a thyroid, it's already suppressed and it's already freaked out. So you got to take you got to be paying extra attention. You got to make the body feel extra safe. You got to nurture the body. You got to give the body extra nurturance, extra nourishment, extra love and attention, extra TLC. This is what this guy has to do, and there's lots of ways to do it. Oxygen is one of the most loving, kind, nourishing things you could do to the body, is to oxygenate it. Nothing tells the body it's safe as well as oxygen. So practicing deep breathing is not optional for this gentleman or anybody without a thyroid. Not optional. Go get the bio-breathing app or the My Calm Beat app. Have him practice slow, deep breathing. Not optional. Must do. The second thing you want to do is make sure the body is nutriated. And that means, number one, staying away from foods that are anti-nutrients, and that's mostly processed foods or anti-nutrients, foods that cost us nutrition, and make sure he's using nutrient-dense foods that are not hard to process, because the thyroid, without a thyroid, he can't really absorb. He's going to be compromised at the digestion and absorption level. So liquids, bone soup, vegetable soup, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. He should be on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine today. You want to do a good deed, Rose? Get him the BTT today. You know, you sound like a sweet lady. You're probably got a first front row seat when you get up to heaven. But if you want to guarantee it, get this guy some Beyond Tangy Tangerine. In fact, have him send me an email. I'll send him some Beyond Tangy Tangerine on me. It's a must-have. The Healthy Star Pack would be great. The Biolumin Nightly Essence would be great. And make sure, of course, that he's using the nascent iodine or some iodine-containing product as well. And the B vitamins always are very important for the thyroid. Lots more to do, but basically it's helping the body feel safe. And if you send me an email, Rose, or have him send me an email at ben@ksco.com, I'll send him out a Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
God bless you.
God bless you, my dear. Thank you so much, Rose. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. That's the music. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening. Great to have you aboard, and we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.